Drunk.
Drunk.
Drunk. Drunk. Drunk. Drunk. Drunk. Drunk.
Drunk. Hammered drunk.
Drunk. Drunk.
Drunk.
Drunk. Drunk.
Drunk Trade of the Week.
This one comes to us from our beloved Toronto Dave on Twitter. Hi, Dave.
Hi,
Hello,
Dave.
and welcome into the show. This was a trade, Dustin, as you might have noted. You were tagged in this one as well on Twitter. That was inspired by Tanqueray Gin. So this is the Tanqueray Gin trade of the week. And here's what it is. It's 12-team, Superflex, PPR league. And Dave here got himself a 2024 first-round pick. People like those. People like the first-round picks. It seems like the further we get out, the more people like them. And he gave up Jared Goff, Khalil Shakir, and a 2023 302 pick, early third. My interests lie in Jared Goff for this one, Dustin. So I'm curious what you see for his individual value and how far off that might be from what Dave got. What do you think about Goff and Dynasty these days?
I actually really like Goff for Dynasty, at least for the next couple seasons, with just how well he did in that offense. I don't see a reason why Detroit would move on from him, to be totally honest. You can see they put up a shit ton of points this year. They're just a very young, inexperienced team that, let's be honest, it's been a losing culture there for 20 years, basically, or more. They haven't been to the playoffs in forever. So the fact that they were able to turn it around, do as well as they did, they've still got lots of holes to fill. And we've seen, and we saw this when he was with LA also, is that when he has time and they have a good offensive line in front of him, he can make the plays that you need to play or need to make. So, I don't see Goff leaving for the next couple seasons at least. I feel like the Lions, they're probably going to make a couple more moves, shore up that defense a little bit more, maybe add a piece on offense, maybe like another tight end or something since they traded away Hawk. But I feel like he's proven enough to them where he's going to be around.
I think that's interesting. I think you're very optimistic, or more optimistic than I am. I am in on Jared Goff for next year. If the other person in this trade is in the win now position of I just need a second quarterback, I think that that's fantastic because I do think that Jared Goff will be great. And for fantasy purposes, he'll be a consistent fringe quarterback one. I mean, we saw him have some great games. We saw there was a couple of top 5, top 6 finishes this year. Plenty of either top 12 or fringe top 12 finishes as well. So in Superflex, I do really like him.
Where did Jared Goff finish this year?
I don't know. You tell me. Do you know? Or did you just ask me?
He finished as 10th overall. Yeah, 10th.
Yeah.
I looked it up. That's why I was asking. He finished 10th overall this year.
You and your goddamn rhetorical questions.
8 points per game.
I think it's fantastic, but you have to acknowledge that there is plenty of quarterbacks who were injured and not playing the entire time as well. So there's Tua, there's Lamar Jackson, there's Kyler Murray, there's even Russell Wilson, who had a couple of games out. Not that he was great, but he might have come close to Jared Goff there in that respect. So there were injuries to consider, obviously, but I think he's a great. That's why I said fringe QB1. I think if you pump those other guys up the list, move him down just a little bit, that's where we should expect Jared Goff to be. But I think this trade is fine. I think it's completely fine. I don't think there's anything wrong with it.
Yeah, I would agree. I mean, and how do you feel about this trade here, Jake?
I feel like Dave, for getting a first round pick, if you're not in a win now mode, giving up Goff essentially for a first round pick is well worth it to me. I would do that in a heartbeat. That's how I feel about this one.
Mm-hmm. So you have no thoughts about Shakir?
I don't.
I mean, the third is whatever. And I get it's a super flex. So, I mean, yeah, I feel like this was a good trade overall. I don't think it's an overpay. whatsoever. And just to get a first for Goff, I know it's super flex, so you could probably could have eked out a little bit more. But I mean, I don't hate it. At least you're getting off on a guy when he's high, as opposed to, 2 years ago, Jared Goff, you couldn't have gotten a ham sandwich for.
Yeah, getting off on a guy while he's high. What is this? Train spotting?
It might be.
Jeez,
See where the
Cheapers.
evening
Keep it
goes.
PG. Keep it PG for the fam here. No, I think this is a completely fine one, though. We've certainly seen much worse. I don't think. I think he was maybe expecting, because of all the Tanqueray of it all, that we're going to have more negative things to say about this.
I think he could have gotten a little bit more out of it, honestly, because it is a quarterback in a super flex league. So,
Yeah.
I mean, traditionally those, you can get a pretty good ransom for those, especially when you're not getting one in return. But I mean, I don't hate it though either.
Yeah, I think it was okay. We're a little bit split on it, but it's not split so much that we both feel like on polar opposite sides of this thing.